Hello everybody. Today we're going to be going over what you need to do to get rolling on your Magnum Premium 3 electric bike. The tools used in today's assembly are our hex wrench set ranging from 2mm up to 6mm, a 15mm box wrench, something that is able to cut large zip ties, a torque wrench, and some assembly grease. I'm going to start by pulling it out of the box. Start with the seat post, get this out of our way. And we'll just start by clipping off all of the little zip ties and getting all this packaging off of here. So as you can see, our bike here is mostly assembled, although there are a few things that we are going to need to do before it is ready to ride. First off, we're going to install our seat post, apply a tiny bit of assembly grease to our seat post here. This just helps prevent corrosion and the seat post seizing up, making it a little bit easier to service down the road. You can open this clamp here, slide it into your desired height, tighten the clamp. We are good to go. Next, we're going to install our pedals, which can be found in our accessories box. And with pedals, it is important. There is a difference between your right and left pedal. On these ones, they can be found out by looking at the very tips of your threads here. On one, it is indicated with an L, and on the other, there is an R. We'll then put our little washers that came inside that plastic wrap over the pedals and apply a little bit of grease to them as well. It is important to note the left and right distinction is as if you are sitting on the bike. So the left is going to be on my left-hand side as if I'm riding the bike. Right is going to be on the right hand or the drive side of the bike. And both of these pedals will tighten towards the front of the bike. So the right one will thread on clockwise, and we'll finish tightening up with our 15mm wrench. Remember, towards the front of the bike. And we will do the same with our left pedal. Next, what we will need to do is to apply grease to our quill stem on our folding bike here. On our low step here, we see the stem is already installed in the bike. We're going to need to take this off using a 6mm hex wrench, getting in the bolt in the center of the steer tube right here and loosening it up. And there are going to be a few places that we're going to need to apply this grease. We're going to apply it to the stem, to our quill here, as well as in the little gap between the stem and the quill, and the little bolt in there as well, also to the inside of our frame. Once we have our grease applied, we're going to slide our stem back into the steerer tube. And again, using our 6mm hex wrench, we're going to tighten this, not all the way yet. We still need to make sure that our handlebars are in line with our front wheel. Just going to tighten it enough to where the wheel doesn't move around, but we can still pivot our handlebars side to side, just using our foot to hold the wheel in place until it is aligned. Once I find that position, we will tighten it down to spec, which is between 25 and 30 Newton meters. And lastly, what we'll do is adjust our controls to get them into a position that's comfortable for us. We can start by rotating our handlebars. There are 2 bolts on top of our stem here that we will need to loosen using our 5mm hex wrench. Just loosen them a little bit to where the handlebar can pivot. And once we find the position that we like, we will tighten it down. Last, we'll rotate our display into a position that is comfortable for us while we're riding. And once we get that position, we will tighten it down using our 2 bolts on the underside of the mount here with our 2.5mm hex wrench. Just don't over tighten these, as it is very easy to break this mount. Just get it tight enough to where it doesn't want to move. That goes over how to assemble the folding bike. What we did was on the low step. On the high step, everything is going to be the same, except for out of the box, The stem is not going to be installed in the frame of the bike, so you will not need to remove it before you are able to grease it. Other than that, assembly is entirely the same. Thanks everyone for watching today's video on how to assemble the folding bikes. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our customer service team. Information can be found on our website, magnumbikes.com. Be sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for more information on our bikes and how-tos.